Hey there from all of us at Micro Homestead Business. We live this stuff every day, small acreage, big dreams, tight budgets. If you are trying to make your land pay you back instead of the other way around, you are in the right place. Solar panel ROI case study for small homesteads in America. If you're homesteading on a few acres and watching every penny, solar can feel like a rich person game. I thought the same thing. Then I started asking real people with goats, gardens, and gravel driveways how their numbers actually worked out. Turns out the ROI story for small homesteads looks different than the glossy solar ads. It is often better. Let us dig into what solar really costs, saves, and returns when your homestead is 1 to 10 acres somewhere in America. No fluff, just lived experience and real math. What small homestead means for solar. When I say small homestead, I'm talking about a place with a modest house under 2,000 square feet, maybe a barn or shop, a well, a couple freezers, a greenhouse, and the usual farm stuff like heat lamps, fence chargers, and power tools. Your electric bill is probably between $75 and $250 a month. You are not lighting a tennis court. You are keeping food cold, water pumping, and the brooder warm. That smaller load is your advantage. You do not need a 15 kilowatt roof full of panels. Most folks I talk to landed between 5 and 9 kilowatts. That keeps upfront costs sane and payback timelines realistic. Meet 3 homesteads and their real numbers. First up is the Miller family in upstate New York. They have 4 acres, a 1,600 square foot 1800s farmhouse, a small dairy goat setup, and a wood shop. Their bills ran about $180 a month because old houses are drafty and heat tape is a winter reality. They did an 8.2 kilowatt ground mount. Total cost before incentives was $26,800. After the federal tax credit and the NY state incentive, they paid $15,200 out of pocket. They skipped batteries for now. Their system makes about 9,800 kilowatt hours a year. That covers 100% of their usage. Net metering banks, summer, sun for winter use. Their new bill is $17 a month for the utility connection fee. So they save $163 a month or $1,956 a year. Simple payback is 7.7 years. But ask Jenna Miller and she will tell you the payback felt faster. During a 3-day ice storm last February, the grid went down. Their array kept the freezers cold and the well pump working during daylight hours. They ran a small generator at night. They did not lose a single gallon of milk or a single cut of pork. She says that one event paid for the whole thing in her mind. Next is David in southern Arizona. He is on 5 acres off-grid by choice. His place is 900 square feet, plus a workshop and a big solar pump for irrigation. His old generator burned $200 of propane every month. Noise and fumes drove him nuts. David installed a 6-kilowatt array with 20 kilowatt hours of battery storage. All in, after tax credits, he spent $21,000. He did most of the labor with a buddy who is an electrician. That saved him close to $7,000. Now his monthly energy cost is $0. The system runs his house, his pump, and his chest freezer. He figures he saves $2,400 a year on propane and generator maintenance. Payback is 8.75 years, but his land is now marketable as a true off-grid home. A realtor told him that adds at least $25,000 to resale. So his money is already back if he ever sells. He will not. He loves the quiet. Last is Lisa and Mark in central Illinois. They have 3 acres, a 1,300 square foot home, and a big market garden. Their bill was only $95 a month. Lots of people told them solar would never make sense. They installed a 4.5 kilowatt roof mount. After incentives, they paid $9,800, and their system covers 110% of their use. The extra credits wipe out delivery fees most months. They save about $90 a month or $80 a year. Payback is 9 years. Here's the twist. Once solar was in, they added a heated seed, starting bench, and a walk-in cooler. Their electric use doubled. Their bill is still $6. Solar removed the energy ceiling on their farm business. Last year, that cooler let them store produce for a restaurant contract that netted $6,000 they could not have taken before. So what is the ROI on that? Hard to spreadsheet, easy to feel. Where the money really comes from, bill savings are the obvious part. If you pay $150 a month now and solar drops that to $15, you just gave yourself a $16, $20 yearly raise. Over 25 years, the warranted life of most panels, that is $4,500 in your pocket, not counting utility rate hikes. And rates go up. The average American electric rate has climbed about 2.5% a year for the last decade. Your solar production is locked in. That means your savings grow every year. Then there are incentives. The federal tax credit is 30% through 2032. That is huge. Many states add more. Rural businesses and farms can tap USDA REAP grants that cover up to 50% of a project. If you sell $1,000 of anything from your land and file a Schedule F, you are probably eligible. That can turn a 10-year payback into a 5-year payback overnight. Do not forget property value. Studies from Lawrence Berkeley National Lab show solar homes sell for about 4% more. On a $300,000 rural property, that is $12,000. If your system is paid off, that value is all yours. And the homestead factor. This is the part spreadsheets miss. Solar gives you control. You can run a well pump in an outage. You can add a freezer without guilt. You can build that workshop and actually use the welder. That freedom has value. Every homesteader I interviewed said their quality of life went up the day the meter started spinning backward. What makes ROI faster on a homestead first? Go ground mount if you can. Roofs are expensive to work on, and you may need a new roof first. Ground mounts cost a bit more in racking, but labor is easier, and you can set the perfect angle. Plus, you can brush snow off and hose off chicken dust without climbing. Second, sweat equity counts. You do not have to be an earthshaker here. Trenching conduit, setting posts, building racking, and mounting panels are all doable for a handy person. Hire out the final wiring and connection. Homesteaders who did part of the work saved $3,000 to $8,000. That chops years off payback. Third, right-size your system. It is tempting to plan for the dream electric tractor and the heated barn, but every extra kilowatt you buy is money that sits on your roof waiting. Size for your current use, plus maybe 10%. You can add more panels later. Most inverters allow it. It is cheaper to add on in year 3 than to overbuild in year 1. Fourth, chase the paperwork. REAP grants, state rebates, and local utility incentives are not automatic. You have to apply. The homesteaders with the best ROI were the ones who treated forms like a crop. Plant the effort, harvest the cash. A Saturday spent on applications can be worth $5,000. Stuff that eats into your ROI, nothing is perfect. Panels get dirty. In dusty climates or near a dirt road, you might lose 5 to 10% of production if you never clean them. A quick rinse with a hose in spring and fall fixes it. If your barn roof is under a walnut tree, factor in shade. Shade kills output fast. Winter is lean in Ohio. December production can be 35% of June. Grid-tied systems use net metering to balance that out. Off-grid folks need a generator or a bigger battery bank. Both cost money. Be honest about your winter load. A heat lamp in the coop and a stock tank heater can surprise you. insurance, and property tax. Some states do not raise property tax for solar, some do. Call your county. Most homesteads saw home insurance go up $40 to $120 a year. Not a deal breaker, but it is a line item. Inverters fail before panels do. Budget for one replacement around year 12 to 15. A new string inverter is $1,500 to $2,500. Micro inverters cost more to replace piece by piece. It does not ruin ROI, but do not be shocked when it happens. So what is the real timeline across the small homesteads I studied? Here is how it shook out. If you pay cash and use only the federal tax credit, expect 8 to 12 years for bill savings to equal your cost. Add a state rebate, and you are at 7 to 10 years. Add a USDA REAP grant, and you are at 5 to 8 years. Add in property value, and you might be even on day one. Off-grid setups with batteries run longer, usually 9 to 14 years, because batteries are still pricey. But off-gridders are not just buying power, they are buying independence. Their math is different. Is it worth it for you? Grab your last 12 electric bills, add them up, divide by 12. That is your monthly average. Multiply by 0.0 or 0.00115. That is a rough guess of the solar system size in kilowatts you need. So a $150 bill points to a 6 to 7 kilowatt system. In most of America, that system costs $18,000 to $24,000 before incentives. Take off 30% for the tax credit. Look up your state. Look up REAP if you qualify. Now divide your out-of-pocket cost by your yearly bill savings. That is your simple payback. If that number is under 12, and you plan to stay on your land, solar is probably a win. If you can get it under 8, it is a no-brainer. But remember the homestead rule. We do not do things only because a spreadsheet said so. We do them because they make our place more resilient, more productive, and more hours. For the small homesteaders I know, solar stopped being a utility bill and started being a tool, like a good fence or a dry barn. It lets you do more with what you have. And that kind of return shows up every single day, not just when you run the numbers. If you have the sun and the space, it is worth pricing out. The worst case is you learn something. The best case is you stop paying rent on your electricity and start owning it. And around the homestead, ownership is what we are all after. Closing lines from Micro Homestead Business. If this helped you sort out the real costs and real payoffs of solar on a small homestead, we would love to keep the conversation going. Subscribe to get more real-world case studies, grant tips, and low-cost projects that make your land work harder for you. We are glad you are here.